family. So if you're dealing with a parent or your loved one that has dementia, this might be something that you can relate to. So what happens if you all of a sudden you think you've got time to make the decision, to talk to mom, to talk to your siblings about what to do next when that time comes, right? We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. So when the time comes, it's typically not sitting at the kitchen table. Unfortunately, typically there's a UTI involved. All of a sudden mom has wandered out and the police are now involved, right? So now you're not just answering to your family, you're answering to the police, the paramedics, the hospital, the ER, a social worker, someone who is now involved that's not part of your family, and what you thought you could contain is no longer something that's manageable because someone is forcing you to make a decision. There's a gradually and a subtle. Maybe it's a UTI, maybe it's a fall. Those are the two really big ones. Maybe it's some type of surgery. They go under anesthesia and now all of a sudden wake up and the dementia, which has been kind of dormant for quite a while, is now at the forefront and they're no longer safe to go home on their own. So although your family has normalized a lot of the missed medications, getting lost, not really realizing where they're at, constantly just having some bizarre erratic behavior, all of that has been normalized because it's just mom, right? And it's someone, a social worker or a patient advocate walks in and hands you a list of 5 different skilled nursing facilities, rehabs, assisted living communities, dementia care communities that they're recommending that mom goes to because she's no longer safe to be at home. Mom's confused, you're emotional, where's this money going to come from? What are we going to do? No, we're just going to take her home. And all of these things, you have now became part of the sandwich generation of, you probably have kids at home that you have to manage or a life at home. And now you also have to figure out, how are you going to take care of mom? Well, I was always just going to take care of her at home. I would never thought about having to put her in a community or a higher level of care. I'll just see financially what home care looks like, maybe a companion care, maybe a nurse can come in and while I'm at work, but then how am I going to get my kids to school, and what am I going to do for after school? What if she gets out in the middle of the night? All of these things are happening and the social worker is giving you 24 hours to make a decision before the hospital cuts her, because the hospital needs beds. They're not meant to manage a crisis like this, right? So then what do you do? I will tell you, more often than not, you will make a quick decision and that decision won't be the best thing for your mom or dad. And it's because you think your only options are the 7 options that are on that paper that the social worker gives you, but in reality, there's so many more. And unless you have the time when you are not in crisis to think it through and to think what would be the best decision for your family, you will be forced to make one of those decisions because no one has the amount of money to stay in the hospital at a daily rate that's no longer covered by